So for the next topic, Jay found a video clip, and I'll let you set it up for us, brother.
All right. This is a New York bouncer punched by drunk woman. So here's the video.
So it looks like the woman is like charging at the guy.
She's trying to get into like a club or a restaurant or probably a bar.
Right.
And there's two different doors, which she's trying to go back and forth between.
And she's moving like she's inebriated, right, guys?
Yeah.
Right.
She even sounds like it. And then she just punched the bouncer, and he pushed her on the ground. Her shoes came off.
Yeah.
And it was one of those shoves like, move away. It wasn't like a lineman shove hurt.
Right. And now another bigger bouncer comes out, and he's like, no, you can't come in.
He's so much taller that she couldn't even punch him in the face. The newer bouncer.
The newer one? Yeah.
You know, the skirt she's wearing, she's not like definitely like a hoochie mama.
No.
You know,
Pretty conservative outfit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like 1 or 2 inches above the knee.
Right. I think it's like an overcoat, but I mean, you know, even like her heels aren't like stilettos.
Okay. So.
Oh, now she's attacking the bigger one with her shoe.
No, well, she tried throwing that last shoe at the previous bouncer before he walked in.
And then the bouncer in front of her blocked it.
Yeah. This dude is so big. He could be a center for the NBA.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's 2 lines of context here. There's the bouncer's perspective and then the female's perspective. And since it's a short form, the first one is, let's talk about her being inebriated, because I completely forgot about that factor. So for her being drunk, were the bouncers in line?
Yes.
The fact that he got punched in the face and he didn't punch her back, that was smart.
Right. And I'm trying to explain this push for you who's watching. The push wasn't like a shove strike.
Yeah.
Where it hurts and damages the breastplate, and then she dies and falls. Okay? It was a get away, full extension. It wasn't like an impactful pump thud. So that's why she went out, not down.
Yep.
Because if you go down, that's the different form of violent shoving.
Right.
So from what we saw in the video, I deemed that justified.
Yeah, it's as self-defense as it can get. I mean, he said he was punched in the mouth. He was bleeding. And so, I mean, just shoving her out and, you know, how her balance is, it pushes her out and she falls on the ground. I mean, that's probably as safe as it gets. I mean, he didn't even shove her in the face.
I think at that point, it was just a matter of her still trying to get in the club when she got back up. Because it was a matter of her trying to be the victim of, like, going, like, this was on tape. I'm going to, like, let everyone know that you punched a girl or you victimized a girl. I think it was just, like, her still trying to get into the club.
And the guy's videotaping her, obviously clowning her.
Right.
You know, so I think that adds a little bit to it.
Yeah, and the one thing is I saw a few of the comments where, like, the bouncers were wrong.
Yeah, there was always going to be those.
But was it mostly girls saying that?
I don't know this one guy's background, but he was probably raised a feminist, single parent, only mom.
Maybe.
I don't know how you defend that. And I'm paraphrasing because I don't recall, because the article, you know, it's an evergreen topic. But in this case, what do? Put it in the comments of YouTube, or, you know, reply to us. You can tweet us, DM us on Instagram, whichever. But I just don't know how else you handle someone like that.
Yeah. And we're not like saying punch a girl. We're saying he got her out of his way. She came back. And so it's just obviously there had to be another bouncer.
And I think I'll go this far, as for my opinion, expect to get shoved.
Yeah.
Well, he said it afterwards. I think that's why they had, maybe another reason why they brought the other guy in is because he's like, I don't care. You come back here, I'm going to pop you in the mouth. You know, so I think that's kind of like, okay, hey, let's get this guy let's get the damaged bouncer out so that he doesn't get emotional.
I think even if he was to go on top of her and keep her in a full mount, then some sort of way, like just for him not to get punched, he was holding her arms and like just on top of her to like prevent any harm to be inflicted. I think people would still find that a way for him to be the predator or for him to be the person that was like abusing her.
Agreed. I think even if he did like the full put your arms around your back and then pushed her against the wall, people would still see like this is. People will not see that as a restraint. They will see it as an offensive attack.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man.
So the other context. So let's push the time.
Yeah.
If she was not drunk, and we've agreed on the video that she was inebriated. She looked inebriated and drunk, right?
Yeah.
I think that's more adage. Or for my end, if you're sober and you're striking someone, prepare to get hit back.
No matter what.
No
Male
matter
or
what.
female, whatever.
Male or female. And at this position, I'll take it as this far. If, let's say, he slapped her back enough to hurt, it's even justified, even if, especially because she's sober.
Like a slap? Like a bitch slap?
5% intensity of that guy.
Okay. Wow.
Like if he went, stop it.
Right. Ooh. I think the slap part is I know people will take offense to that. I guarantee you that.
Even after a punch, huh?
Even after a punch. I think there's something emotional about that where it's like, oh, now you're demeaning her because she's a woman. You know, you gotta slap her or something, you know, like that whole wife beater kind of thing. I don't know what it is, dude. It's
even
like
after a punch, huh?
I think that's just what you got to live with. I think you're obviously well in your rights to defend yourself. But, you know, I mean, with the sensitivity of today, it's like, dude, a slap, I think that's might be even worse.
You got something for us,
Can we
Zach?
not forget the most infamous New York slap on the subway?
Oh, yeah. This girl was mocking this guy, calling him stupid.
Oh.
Dude, people from Glendale heard that, dude.
And then a whole freaking fight happened on that cart.
Well, but here's the context, though, Zach. So look, I got Jay's perspective. And I said, if you hit someone, expect to get hit back.
Yeah.
But now the second part of what I'm talking about is if the bouncer's slap was corrective, like this, literally like, stop it. You know, obviously, whatever percentage of strength that is to get her attention, does she deserve it?
I mean,
and then we'll add Jay's comment. So your second reaction is, will people react poorly to that? So
yeah.
Does he deserve it, and how will people react to it?
I think it is still in this case of it should be a shove, not a slap. Because with the slap, it's like, yes, you are signed up for it, but at the same time, it's a difference of like Hulk versus fucking Aquaman.
But
Can't slap a woman. Can't slap a woman, Charles.
okay.
Maybe.
No, I'm just saying in reaction because she punched and the guy's correcting her like, yo, stop doing that.
Yeah. And even if
He took the punch.
Even if you're to grab her arms, what she'll probably do, she'll probably kick you in the balls or something like that. There's always something that they'll try to do to say like you're hurting my wrist or.
Okay, even though if I'm corrected or not, I still say if a female physically attacks and slaps or punches a guy, you better expect to get punched back because you just don't know. That's all I'm going to say.
I think that's probably a safe protocol to follow.
Yes.
But according to you, my slap intensity is wrong, so you disagree, and you disagree also.
Yeah.
I will leave room to be corrected, but I feel a slap like that, whether if you're slapping your dog, not that I'm comparing you to a bitch, as I dig myself a deeper hole, the way you're correcting a pet, which I know the pet owners will probably have something to say about that too.
Yeah.
Can't smack a dog, but it's like, dude, what are you doing?
My dad slapped me in the face in front of people.
Dude, when my dad would cattle prod me every Friday night. He was like, I love you. I love you. I'm doing this for your discipline. No, I guess there's room to grow, obviously.
Right.
But at minimum, lesson learned, it's like, dude, if you hit someone, prepare to get hit back.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
And just so you know, my dad, he hit me after I was holding a gun. He was unloaded, but, he still slapped me in the face.
You want to go deep?
Who hurt you?
Or maybe on another episode?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know how much time we got, but
That's our cliffhanger.
Yeah. Well, I was, my brother was such a dickhead. I was looking for my G.I. Joe, and I filled my bubble, our bathtub. It was a deep bathtub in the Philippines back then. And he goes, oh, no, it's underneath. It's underneath the bathtub. So I put on my swimmer's goggles like fucking Michael Phelps in a bathtub, and he was pissing at the back of my head. My fucking brother, dude. I was so mad. I ran, I banged my knee. So by the time I got out of the tub, I was like limping towards him with my small uncircumcised dick fucking flapping. And then my mom and dad had to check me. And then there's a Filipino term called batok, meaning you slap at the back of the head. My dad slapped me. He's like, what are you doing? Over for a G.I. Joe?
But then did you tell him the story? He's pissing on your head?
He missed it. He missed the whole point because I was telling him Derek pissed at the back of my head.
Shit, dude.
Man, that's a funny story, dude. I mean, like brother stories.
Yeah, dude. And it's weird because imagine you're looking up and you see a dick and you're pissing at you.
Yeah, man.
Eek.
That's pretty funny though. I think that deserves a slap, for sure.
Yeah, I think you got my context. I think my brother deserves a slap.
No, he deserves to fucking get killed.
He probably deserves a punch in the balls. Really, I mean, if you're talking about brother shit, that's like, for sure, punch him in the balls.
My brother was such a pussy ass bitch. One time he had an air gun. I've said this on the show before. And then he had an air gun, and then he shot me on my tit. So I told my dad. So my dad's form of punishment was to grab the same air gun and shoot him in the ass. And my brother kept getting water, and he said, "Oh no, I forgot something." And then by the time my dad shot him, my brother was positioning to be stable, and then my dad just shot him because he thought he was gonna get away. So maybe that's the perspective that needs to be corrected, right?
Yeah. Well,
For lesson's sake.
The
Because
lesson
I'm
from
the
your
guy. I'm the guy that's saying, "Hey, a slap like, stop doing that.
yeah.
Is wrong." You guys disagree. I have room to.
I disagree for the sake of imagery and today's kind of, that'll
For progress' sake.
for progress sake, but just because it's like, dude, the way that I agree with you that it's deserving, I also just say they're not going to get it. People aren't going to get it because of, what we're talking about. Either they're distracted or they're, overly protective. How do you defend the woman in this video? Well, somebody will. And I think a lot of people probably would just take that slap and say, I think you went too far.
Even though she wasn't hurt, dude.
I think it's a matter of just keeping it in a grade system. So I think that what your brother and you happened between those two stories, I think your brother deserves a full-on grade A plus ass whooping versus this girl where it's like it's a stranger, she's drunk, or if she was sober, she gets shoved. That is within the lines of an F. Like, it's not worthy of getting punched or
Even the shove now.
No, the
shove
shove's
is
fine.
enough.
Sorry, the shove's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
slap. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, there's more room for me to learn. It's. That's the part of the process of real radio, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that this will come up again. There'll be
Yeah.
more stories.